Okay, Caps win 1-0 versus the Detroit Red Wings. Okay, so there's plenty for me to be salty about. Not Philip Grubauer. Gruby gets a big gold star. Everybody else has to weed the garden. Chores. Get to chorin, boys. Because not one of you dinks showed up for work tonight. So get to chorin. Verona and Connolly can just like wash and dry dishes instead of, weeding the back 40. But everybody else is on farm chores tonight. Okay. But real quick, before I get to the actual game, because through the first 40 minutes, I wasn't super paying attention to the game, because dull. Oh boy, dull. Let's talk about the fact that all of the NHL referees are mentally fatigued, and that's why they check out in the playoffs. That's my theory. There were so many insane, stupid calls tonight that I can't even begin to process them. I'm not talking about, Washington versus Detroit necessarily, although there were a couple that I felt were questionable, although the goalie interference call at least went the right way for once. Cam Talbot? Okay, so I only saw it in highlight form, but bullshit, that's a goal. That's not a good goal. Bullshit. Okay, Cam goes behind the net, and somehow the puck ends up in his skate. He can't see the puck, so what he does is what any goaltender should do. If you don't know where the puck is, get back in your net. His skate crosses the goal line. Bullshit! That's a good goal. As soon as the ref could no longer see the puck, the play should have been blown dead. Fucking hot take or whatever, that's not a goal. Piping hot take right there. Follow the rules. I don't like the Carolina Hurricanes, and I don't have a fantasy team, so Cam Talbot's not on my fantasy team. I have no dog in this race, but that's not a good goal. That's not a good goal. Additionally, William Nylander served a penalty for tripping apparently air. I still don't get what happened on that play because I just saw Jeff Follett tweet about it and I was like, whomst? I'm sorry, for tripping whomst? My good bitch, where? The refs are mentally checked out throughout the league. Can we get them all a day off? Maintenance day for refs. They need to get some sleep. Additionally, in the game we're actually discussing, Washington Capitals versus the Detroit Red Wings, Svechnikov decides that the thing to do is to push Michael Kempny down after the whistle, which, by the way, anytime anyone touches Kempny, I'm like, not the face! Svechnikov decides that the thing to do is to smack Kempny to the ice, which Tom takes offense to, rightfully so. It was after the whistle. And comes in to do a little shoving of his own, and somehow Tom Wilson is the only one who ends up in the penalty box. What happens? I don't understand what happens in referees' heads when this kind of thing goes on. I don't understand. So, okay, is it there is a scrum and there are several players that I don't recognize? Oh, that one's Tom Wilson. Put him in the box. Is that what happens? You know what? I will move on. I will forgive the referees anything because when the Detroit Red Wings scored, they took it back. Let's talk about that for a second. Amongst all of this conversation, let's call it, regarding goalie interference over the past couple of weeks, I've seen several articles or tweet threads that have really helped me to understand to a certain extent what goalie interference maybe should be. But it is an extremely subjective call. But to me, that one was pretty textbook. Number 59 of the Detroit Red Wings comes into the crease of his own accord, is not shoved or nudged or encouraged in any way, and proceeds to put his body upon Philip Grubauer's body. That seems pretty interfery to me. So, okay. And then nothing happened. Nothing happened after that. in the entire first 40 minutes. I mean, I want to give credit to Brett Connolly and Jacob Vrana, who had a couple of really great shifts, had some good scoring chances, especially when they were on the ice at the same time as John Carlson. But anyway, they had a good couple of shifts and then were able to capitalize on a Red Wings mistake. The puck was thrown to the point and the Detroit player did not corral it, did not have full possession of the puck, and Jake came after him. Sent it to Connolly with a 2-on-1. Connolly lets loose a neat little wrister, puts it top shelf on Jimmy Howard, who, by the way, Jimmy Howard sounds like an old-timey hockey name. You know what I'm saying? When there were like 9 goals a game, like 1920, like before the war. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Howard. Not only is he a goaltender for the Detroit Red Wings, he's also a bare-knuckle boxer and ladies' man. Something. I don't know. It does sound like an old-timey hockey name. Look, I have to come up with bits because nothing happened in this game, okay? So I'm gonna hit this bit really hard. I spent the last 7 minutes of the game going, it's really nice that you guys decided to start playing like you give a shit. Thanks for showing up now. What did I say the other day? You gotta win the games that you should win. And I know it sucks to play non-playoff opponents. It sucks because guess what? They're not playing for anything except to fuck you up. Additionally, small housekeeping note, last time I said that I would be back after Montreal and you might have assumed that I was going to skip this game, but what had happened was that I read the schedule wrong while I was making the video and didn't realize it till after I published it. Well, okay. What I wanted for this game. Let's rewind real quick since I forgot that we were playing the Detroit Red Wings. I wanted Grimby to get the start. Well, mostly I wanted that before we realized that Holtz had taken a maintenance day, maybe tweaked the knee a little bit, and the Caps had called up Phoenix Copley. Well, I desperately want Grimby to get the start because Phoenix Copley is great. He's not Philip Grubauer, and he's definitely not Braden Holtby. I don't want that heart attack, okay? I don't really have a whole lot of what I wanted out of this game other than for Grimby to get the start. Well, he did, and he got the shutout, and that's amazing, and I'm super happy about that. I don't want to have to put Phoenix Copley in. We do have one remaining back-to-back here at some point. So, here's something for me to be salty about. I need to tell you guys that I am surrounded by Pens fans in my life, like personally. I have friends, like actual friends that are Pens fans, and those people are great and I love them. But also, both of my coworkers are from Pittsburgh, and they don't really care about hockey necessarily, but what they do care about is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So that can get annoying. And then my pastor is a Pens fan. And he has quite literally called me out from the pulpit before. Sunday morning, everybody's sitting there. We finish singing our songs. We sit down for the sermon. And he was like, well, and called me out from the pulpit. My mother has invited the pastor and the pastor's family over for Easter dinner at our house on Easter Sunday when we are playing the Pittsburgh Penguins at 7:30 on national television. My mother has a 60-inch television. I will be watching this game with my pastor, who is an annoying Penguins fan, and his 2 teenage boys, who are even worse. So remember how I said last video that I'm going to need us to win that game? Boy, do I need it now. But next up is actually Montreal this time. I just want to win, and I'd like it if we'd score more than 1 goal. Okay? Because that was kind of boring. So this has been Kate, your Salty Caps fan. Bye.